What's going on, guys? I'm sorry for the late review, but we are talking Dead Walking Sunday, The Walking Dead, not Untied. And in this episode, a lot of it has dwelled on the comics, honestly, and there's a lot of change up from the comics. But this is a spoiler review, just to warn you. And my overall feeling about this episode and the overall little recap is that basically what this episode presented itself was a new colony that Jesus showed Rick and the gang. We meet Gregory, the head of this colony that's called the Hilltop, and they're trying to trade with him. They're saying, we'll give you some ammunition, you give us some food. We need some food. That's what Jesus is trying to. He's like the middleman. He's like, yeah, Gregory, take this deal. Now, and then at the end of this episode, we did have a compromise because Gregory ends up getting stabbed. That, okay, I'll give you guys food, all this stuff, if you guys take out Negan's men and bring back my men. So that's basically what this episode was about. And then we also had a little things, a lot of Abraham and maybe Sasha's relationship. I'm gonna be. Seems like it's lagging a little bit. Sorry if it lags a little bit. It was a pretty good episode. Honestly, it was a pretty good episode. It doesn't help that I read the comics and it's like kind of page for page of what happened in the comics, except for a little small details here and there. But I didn't. Gregory in the comics really didn't feel like a dick in the very beginning of those, first pages, or the first time we get introduced to Gregory in the comic book. But in the TV version, he was kind of a prick from the get-go, man. Like, this guy was trying to hit on Maggie. Maggie's pregnant and stuff. So it's, no. And then I absolutely loved in the beginning of this episode when, Carl has a gun on Jesus. Jesus is on the step. He's like, what are you doing at our house? And he's like, oh, I'm here sitting on the step, and it seems like it's lagging a little bit too much, but I'm sorry if it lags. He's like, I'm just sitting on the step. I have this painting, and I'm just waiting for your mom and dad to get dressed. And Carl's like, what? And then Rick starts coming out, and then Michonne comes out. He's like, what? And then we see Abraham, Daryl, and all them coming in the house, and then their guns ready to guns blaze, and they look at Rick and Michonne like, what? Like, there was a lot of kind of looks between those two, like, what the fuck? Like, what just went down right now? I thought the interesting situation was with Abraham in this episode. He's so friendly with Sasha. You feel it. You feel that sexual tension that's going on between the two. Of course, Sasha's going to be in a new unit, so Abraham's a little bit sad about that. But he has Rosita, and Rosita still sleeping with Abraham, and I think she gives him this necklace and everything. And Abraham is just like struggling right now to figure out what does he want, and I think this is leading to a Sasha and Abraham romance, honestly. And but I'm gonna say, man, his fate's not looking too good. I'm just saying that. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Also in this episode, we had when they did meet Gregory, and Gregory was and when the gang was talking to Jesus about Gregory and the supplies and stuff, and Daryl was involved in everything. When Daryl's like telling him, "Oh, we'll take out," like, he's the one that suggested, like, "We'll take out your man. We'll give, just give us the food. I want one of those cows and all that stuff." It just like, look at the date, look at my videos in the past, before anybody started saying shit, because everybody wants to start saying shit now. I have said that I think at the end of this season, I think Daryl is going to die. I just think he's going to die. It just feels like, I know Glenn is with them, and I know people who read the comic books know what might occur at the end of this episode. We know Maggie's with them as well. We know that Carl didn't come along, which I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But I really do believe that Daryl will die at the end of the season. I think he's like I said, we need an emotional impact, and for the season, I think Daryl is the guy to just. It seems like he doesn't have too much to do as it is already, and I think that's not Daryl as a character's problem. I think that's a writer's problem. They can give him a little bit more. Like I said, I kind of miss the old Daryl, the more of a wisecracking, and just overall, I think Daryl in the first kind of couple episodes was a little bit more unique than what he is right now. I think he's just kind of, he just doesn't seem like he's getting a lot to do. Even though he still is a badass, he took out Need's men, so he got to do that. But it was very interesting when Rick was gonna take Carl with them, but Carl said, "No, I'll stay. I'll hold the fort. I'm good. I'll stay here. I'll watch Baby Judith." Like I was like, "What?" Like, because I would have thought Carl would want to go, but he did not go. So I was interesting that he didn't take the trip with them to the hilltop to see the hilltop, and very interesting, very very interesting. Little, like I said, little small details here that change from the comic to the TV version. The Not a lot of Rick and Michonne dialogue in this episode. I wanted to see how they would progress after that crazy episode where they end up being together, but it didn't progress too far in it. Um, and just overall, I thought this episode was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was crazy. You know, I saw that coming with Gregory getting stabbed and stuff. Didn't see him being a prick right off the back though. If Rick thinks Negan is gonna be just an easy guy to take down, it should get fantastic. Now, when Negan comes into the picture, I do not want another scenario with like Rick and the governor where it's just mostly dialogue and well, it kind of is when it comes to Rick and Negan, or it's mostly it just doesn't feel. The governor really never felt menacing to me as much as I hoped. But with Negan, I hope when Negan does come in that he is a menace. He has great dialogue. Hopefully the cussing is there. I would love for Negan just to cuss up the storm because that's why I like him so much too. And he's a funny guy, so I want him to be like the comedian from Watchmen a little bit. So overall, I'm just looking for a menace, a villain, and I think we deserve it. We deserve for sticking with The Walking Dead for 6 seasons. And I think if you want to change the game, like these articles are saying, if you want to really bring something special to the table, Negan is the character to do that, and Negan's arc is the arc to do that. So I can't wait. Thank you guys for listening. If you haven't already, subscribe, like the video, comment below. Want to hear your thoughts on this episode. Like I said, it's a spoiler-free comic section, so talk whatever you want to talk. I'm Dan, make it down, son. I'm out. Bye, guys.